I'm teaching, yeah. Teaching all the things that you learn. Singing, teaching, yeah. Oh, one way to learn, one way to learn, one way to learn.
Hold up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, yeah. Get out the way, get the fuck up on my way, yeah.
Hey. What's up, guys? What's up? This is JL Forbes, your entrepreneur's entrepreneur, just like you guys. What's up, my entrepreneurs, my financial freedom fighters out there, guys? Let me put this phone away, right? Today we're talking to you about getting over yourself, but know your worth, right? Getting over yourself, but know your worth, right? It's like an oxymoron, but it's so true. Like, as an entrepreneur and as an individual, as a person, you have to get over yourself, but still know your worth, and it's a balancing act. It's a balancing act, right? Like, I'll say, me for example, right? I'm so hard on myself. I'm my worst critic, right? So no one can be harder on me than me at all. Like, the greats always talk about it, and it's just natural. I resonate immediately when I hear that. I'm like, oh, it's not me by myself. And some people think on the flip side, you might be cocky or overconfident, but you're really hard on yourself. Like, no one's saying anything to you that you haven't heard about yourself. And if they are saying it and you haven't heard said it to yourself, you know it's a lie. Because you can't lie to yourself. You are truly your hardest critic. So for me, right, my government last name is Forbes, as everybody knows. But my cousin a long time ago was like, you should go by Forbes, man. You make money, you do this. And when I started to public speak and get into the nonprofit area and more in real estate, public speaking and stuff like that, I started going by Forbes more in that area, especially when I first started music. So I hold high esteem just in general to business, but because of my last name and because I decided to go forward with my name is Forbes, right? There's a certain thing that comes with, which is nothing, like, to me, but it is, right? So, and more so to me, outside my last name, I just love and have a passion for business, and I want to be the best, just like ball to me. Like, I used to love playing basketball all the time, in the league, NBA type stuff, like going hard in the paint, everything like that. Like, I think of business in the same way. I get the same charge when it comes to business, when I see somebody make a crazy business move and stuff of that nature. So me being a competitor, me loving the game, all that stuff like that, I have to be my hardest critic because it's something that I respect so much. So sometimes I say, like, Forbes, right? And I say, Joe, you want to be one of the greatest business minds and one of the greatest business people ever, right? Ever in your time. And I know that to verbalize that sounds crazy, right? But you have to aim for great things. So that's knowing your value, like, and even believing in yourself and doing all these things, like, that's that portion. But being realistic with yourself, boom, you have to be the same thing. So what I say to myself is, first, if you want to do that, are you the best business person in Philadelphia yet? Like, one of the best business minds in Philadelphia yet? No, I don't think so. I think I can be, and I think I have the potential to be, but potential is nothing if you don't have, if you haven't manifested the things that are significant enough to claim those things, right? All the things, right? So now other minds might respect you and that have claimed those things, but have you as of yet, right? So you may be one of the greatest minds in Philly, but are you one of the greatest business minds on, let's say, in West Philadelphia or on your block, right? So that's when you get real with yourself. So like if you're a singer, like I want to be the greatest singer in the world, right? Or I want to be the best rapper in the world. I want to be like Wayne and all these other people, not Wayne, but like whoever is the top rapper or whoever, right? I want to be that person, right? Nothing wrong with that. Keep that posture. You have to aim for that. You have to. Don't let anybody waver you, but what you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say every day, outside of everybody else, so they can't say, am I even the best singer that I know right now? Like, do people even come to me and say, I'm the best singer in my circle? I'm the best rapper in my circle? Am I the best rapper on my block, in my zip code, right? In my state, before you go internationally, but we go here to here, right? We don't sit up there and be realistic with what we want to do. Or excuse me, the steps. We're not realistic with the steps. It's good to have ambition and dream high. Like I said, I want to be one of the greatest business minds, one of the greatest entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneur. I want to manifest so many things. And I'm not even just talking about monetary things. I want to manifest things that live on past my lifetime, my kids' lifetime, and stuff like that. Whether it's hotels, whether it's businesses, whether it's, my children and their businesses, and knowledge and education, and maybe laws changing and things of that nature. So until I do those things and start accomplishing those magnitude of things, me personally, I'm always going to be my hardest critic. Now, other people do come to me for business advice. I have people that make more money than me that come to me for business advice and pay me for business advice. So I do know that I'm special in that area, but I have my own gauge on when I'm at the point that I need to be at, right? At that point. So really keep things in perspective. That's what this is about. This is about keeping things in perspective. There's no problem and there's nothing wrong with being great, right? Like, know your value. Know your value. Know your worth. But know you ain't there yet, right? Know you got work to do. Know that you still got some things to overcome, some balancing acts to figure out, And by doing those things and having that balance of great ambitions, but the humbleness of the work, knowing that it is step by step and I have to slowly climb and get to where I need to get to, but those two are one and the same. And once you have those connections, you're off, because you have to be your hardest critic. Like I said, no one else can say it. You're not going to be on stage. You don't look at yourself and say, am I the best dancer on my block? And know that there's a girl on your block that's better than you at dancing. And you don't work your tail off to get better than her. And you don't hop on a stage somewhere else and expect that everybody on the stage is going to be humble to you if you're not better than that girl on your block. But when you make sure that you're in perspective with things and you see this young lady and you're like, all right, well, I have to be better. Like, I have to overcome that. I'm not going to try to dip around it. I'm not going to try to bash this person. I'm not going to do any of that stuff. I'm going to work my tail off and be better than this person. And then I know when I go into a competition somewhere else that I deserve to be here. I am here. I got more work to do, because now somebody in this competition is all state. It's not all block, it's all state. Now I identify that person. I respect that person, but I'm coming after you, right? That's what they do in basketball. That's where the respect comes from. That's why you go after each other, right? That's why I love sports and business. I love the game. You gotta love the game, but you gotta respect the game as well, right? You gotta know that you're in it for life. You're in it forever. It's ups and downs. It's winners. You gotta be prepared for the winners. You gotta be ready for those, right? Because they're coming every year. But you gotta turn up in the spring. The spring coming every year as well, right? Night, day. Night, day. No matter what, it's gonna come right after that, right? So I'll leave that with you guys, right? Keep things in perspective. Know you the ish. Own you the ish. but still know you got ish to figure out, right? You still got ish to figure out. And you're going to, if you keep that attitude. If you keep that drive and humbleness and know that you got steps to make, you're gonna be a great entrepreneur. I'm J.L. Forbes, your entrepreneur's entrepreneur, president of the Freedom Fighters, Financial Freedom Fighters, right? Triple F. I need more of you guys. If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe below. Like I said, we have Entrepreneur Direct. If you have not got your free consultation yet, please, it's a free consultation. See what I'm all about. If you have a business, I would love to discuss it with you.
Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like, they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. They know what I'm going to say. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish. And because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change. I don't know how to change it, but I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody can clean it up.
Few happy endings where we living, but it's lots of sorrow. Use it wisely, our time is borrowed. Rather than Mike, they wanna be like Marlo. Don't let that door deceive you. Blinded by the flashy lights, not knowing where it leads to. If your vision's impaired, well, I'm here to lead you. Check the history, we're clearly regal. Black is power, please remember this. Hard times, how we contend with this. It's time for our people to reap the benefits. The winners list, I'm something special, not the ordinary. Just trying to keep the youngins out the mortuary. I wanna see them rise, have a family. So if you tryna block my shine, that's insanity. I'm just saying, what would make you front on me? I leave it all on stage so they pay to come and see. I drop gems for days, you can take this one for free, fam. Stay in your lane and be the change you wanna see.